Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas with the JSawyer Mod. Last time we did a little bit of work for the Legion, and today, well, pretty much everybody wants us to head over to the Boomers. House has asked us to do that, the Legion want a firing mechanism that I can only really get from the Boomers, and the NCR ambassador, if I were to head over there, would also tell me to head in that direction as well. So you know what? Given everyone is telling us to go to this place, maybe we should just take the hint and head in that direction, shall we? Though as you can probably tell from the fact it is indeed relatively light out even though it's night. Yes, I have indeed deactivated Fallout. It just... I don't know, the Dark Nights was just a little bit too much. I did quite like some of the effects it had in terms of the filters, but the Dark Nights were just too much. And as people pointing out, even if I did like the Dark Nights, it doesn't exactly make for good YouTubing, does it? You guys kind of have to see what's going on. So I've deactivated that and I've installed a different mod instead that we will get to shortly. Though first, actually, while I think about it, you two right here, you have a lovely little quest I can literally sort out this second, in fact.
There's a long list of grievances that Heck Gunderson's got to answer for, kid. I'm here to make sure that rancher stops stealing our lands. If he ain't chiseling behind your back, he just sends his men ready for a fight. Then you either sell your ranch for a penny, or you're dead. I'm tired of being trampled over, kid, and I got a good mind to stop Heck once and for all.
So Walter Phoebus here wants Heck Gunderson dead and his wife wants to talk him down. Basically, like, you always want to solve this peaceably by talking down Walter Phoebus because, one, getting revenge kind of screws up Beyond the Beef, and Beyond the Beef's a brilliant quest. You kind of want all your options available there. And also, interestingly, if you actually get revenge and kill Heck Gunderson or his son Ted, then, oddly, you can only get a maximum of 200 XP for the quest. Whereas if I just resolve it now with a speech check, you get, like, double. I think it's 375. So, yeah, resolving it peacefully is more rewarding and much, much faster, and also makes another quest better. So really, you should kind of always do that. So speech of 75, you're just giving Heck the excuse they need, Walter.
Hell, a good thrashing is what I want to give them. But I see your point, kid. Things will never change without us good folks. All right, I'm gonna get Ethel far away from this damn city and head back home. There's a worthy life waiting for us there. Thanks for your help, kid. So long.
So there we are. Yes, indeed, 375 XP, whereas I believe killing one of the two of them out of Heck and Ted would get you 100 XP, and a relatively small monetary reward too, just a few hundred caps, and I'm swimming in caps already, and killing both of them I think is only 200 XP. So yeah, always do it this way instead. Anyway, on to the Boomers. Now let's just head north here through the... I always find this place just a little bit mysterious. Oh, the Mole Rat Ranch, where sadly a mad Brahmin has indeed already killed. Oh, and I've got Animal Control perk rank 1 for doing that. Beautiful. Animal head crippled. And I think you might have just seen for the slightest moment there the hint of what the mod actually is. Well, pretty much one of the most requested mods we've had during the entire playthrough. I've installed the Essential Visual Enhancements, or EVE, or indeed EVE, which adds, well, just not just one thing, adds a whole bunch of stuff. So, like, blood has been slightly redone, explosions have been slightly redone, some meshes, collisions, laser weapons are the big ones. So if I go over to Pew Pew now it makes a big whizzy noise, and I think it just kind of glows a little bit more too. Also, get up the slope. Get up the slope. There we are. More cows have decided to charge at the guy with the shotgun. Terrible idea. So now, yeah, next kind of... Ooh, yeah. It doesn't always go quite right, mind. In that case, the cow is kind of spurting blood out of its arse, but it most... I love the power that shotguns have in this game. And as we approach the Boomers, of course, everyone's flipping favourite character comes running up to you to offer you a fantastic deal.
Whoa there, pal. Well, I know the secret to get past. If you give me the caps, I'll tell you. If you make it back alive, I'll double your money.
300 caps? Sure, that is chicken feed to me.
Okay, here you go. That page has the details, but it's all in the timing as you move from building to building. I'll be here watching, so I'll know if you've made it to the gate or not. Remember, there's 600 caps in it if you make it.
600 caps? However else could I possibly make 600 caps? We are got this lovely new gun to show off and everything. Apparently there's new death animations and firing animations for laser weaponry. Let's try it out, shall we? There we go. And he is sort of... Ooh, yes, he's sort of melted into dust. That's quite nice. Ooh, I like the flickery. Like the transition from corpse into dust pile was a little bit fiddly, but I like the sparks that were floating away. Yes, that's quite good. And not just 600 caps, 727 caps. I've made 127 caps profit as well as saving myself some time. Marvellous. And I can't deny I do quite like the new ash pile as well. That's quite good. Lovely. Now, was he just saying something about timing explosions or so? I'm sure it doesn't matter. So rather than the timing business, instead, we're going to make it past using my best friend in the whole wide world, drugs. Because quite simply, if you're using turbo, you're actually running too fast for the explosions to really tag you, even if you don't have a sprint mod. So use addictive chems, and now we are under the effect of turbo. Probably should put the gun away, by the way. There we are. And just keep going through. Nice and quick, or rather, I'm just currently running at super speed, or rather, the world is moving in slow motion. Turbo's worn off. That's probably a bit worse. We're almost there. I've got a slightly crippled head. Never mind. I've got a headache out of it, but we are through. Obviously, if you want to make that vastly easier, just install a sprint mod. Oh, the head thing. Ah, no doctor's bag. Oh, well, never mind. We'll have to go and find ourselves a doctor.
I'm Raquel, Master-at-Arms for the Nellis homeland. Mother Pearl, our eldest, wishes to speak to you.
That's lovely, but could I please have some medical attention first?
Took your sweet time getting here, didn't you? I've been waiting a good 5 years for an outsider to come along and visit.
Please, I'm incredibly badly injured.
Raquel could use help with the bug problem. Doc Argyle has wounded he's tending to. And Loyal and Jack might be looking for help with some repairs. Or you could just go see Pete at the museum and hear the story of our people. All you have to do there is listen. Come and go as you like, help or don't help, I leave it up to you. But I hope you'll show my youngers that not every outsider needs to be blown up.
I will do my best. And better, this place is absolutely flipping full of combat armor. That's what you really want to be getting out of here. It's combat armor everywhere. Like, just in this first room, this cabinet right here, we've got ourselves, that's basic stuff. I know there's some stuff in here. There we are, combat armor and combat helmet. Of course, the value, 3,400 odd. So even if you've invested almost nothing in barter, you'll still get like 2,000 or so from that, even if you're just selling it at the gun runners. So very, very good, worth having. I'm just going to steal some of that. I've lost a bit of karma there, but never mind. And oh, my vision's going a bit on the wibble. Hang on, I'm still very badly concussed. Maybe I'll go see the doctor. I'm not even sure if he can heal me, but if he can, that'd be nice. Dr. Argyle, please help me.
I know Mother Pearl is letting you wander Nellis as you please, outsider. But I have patients to tend to.
I literally just took a howitzer to the face.
I'm afraid medications are in short supply. Maybe you should seek medical treatment away from Nellis.
Apparently the Hippocratic Oath is more like guidelines to this guy. So the following morning I made a quick trip back to the New Vegas Medical Clinic to heal myself, because obviously, you know, I've come in and they've said, you know, please do what you want, make sure you prove the value of outsiders, hey, that gaping wound in your head, we can't be bothered to fix it. Well, you know what, maybe I don't feel very much like helping you bastards out right now. Next up, over in the Nellis Workshop, I believe in one of these areas over here. Here we are, howitzer firing mechanism. Lovely. I quite like this, by the way. The game actually doesn't tell you where this is. What you've actually got on your quest marker is, your quest marker is telling you to go to Pearl to ask after the mechanism. She doesn't tell you where it is or give it to you until after you've actually done some work for the boomers. There's nothing to stop you coming over here to this cabinet and stealing it if you know that it's here. But yeah, if you actually don't know it's here already, then the game does not just tell you where it is. So this quest is not just a case of following the quest marker. You've actually got to ask someone in the boomers for it. And if they don't feel like giving it for you, you've got to find it for yourself. Very nice. I wish more quests did that. And then finally, the Boomer Museum, where most importantly of all, of course, we have got ourselves a lovely snow globe. And Pete, who shall tell us the story of their people.
You must be eager to hear the story of our people.
So much, in fact, that I'm going to be cutting almost all of it out. And of course, we can see there, both from his jacket and from the actual vault door there, they came from Vault 34, a vault where apparently everyone had guns, and when they got bored of not being able to fire them, they came outside, murdered everyone who already lived in Nellis, and moved in by themselves. So a big gun explodey vault there. It's also very important, by the way, when he starts talking, not to walk away, because that's actually Boomer's infamy. He hates it if you, like, walk away during the presentation. So once he's started speaking, just kind of let him continue speaking and then answer his questions at the end, because otherwise, yeah, you'll actually lose fame with the Boomers, which is a shame. There we are. You see, I'm straight up to accept it because I bothered listening to his story. Beautiful. And if we answer his follow-up questions, we can get even more fame. It's worth noting, by the way, that even if you can't pass the speech check, it doesn't always matter. Like, obviously, saying poor nutrition could explain a lot of your behaviour is bad, but just kind of praising him, even if you can't do the relevant speech check, still gets you a little bit of Boomer fame. You just get a bit more if you actually pass the speech checks, and of course the XP as well. So that's the firing mechanism that Lucius was after, but of course Vulpes Inculta also asked us to go help out a gambler on the strip. So let's do that. Let's finish off all the little Legion quests while we're doing that business. So this quest brings us back to Vault 21. And here she is in this room here, but unfortunately she's not alone.
This ain't your business. Walk off and forget you saw anything.
And here's a very fun addition indeed. I think a few people might not have noticed. So if you do decide to do the Gomorrah quest in the stupidest way possible and end up basically being best friends with Big Sal and Nero, you actually get what is effectively a kind of under-the-table reputation check for this quest. So you can now tell him, you don't know me, your boss does, we're very good friends, and you should leave. These Ometa thugs will now basically back off because you are known to be kind of the right-hand man of Nero and Big Sal after your work in Gomorrah.
What? Oh, shit. I heard of you. Look, we didn't mean nothing by this. Just following orders. You want us gone, we're gone. No problem.
That's more like it. Lovely. And now we can return straight to Vulpes and let him know that Martina is safe. But instead, let's have a quick chat with her. Hello, Martina.
I may have overheard some things at Gomorrah that I passed on to the NCR. That's all. Honest.
So she thinks that she is actually passing on secrets to the NCR.
I only talked to Captain Curtis over at McCarran. I would never work at slavers. Honest.
So you may remember that way back when the NCR tasked us with finding out who was potentially a Legion spy in Camp McCarran, and of course she has now basically told us it is indeed Curtis, the man who in fact is in charge of the investigation to find the flipping spy who you were asked to check in with. So now we know that, we could, well, one, we could go and confront him straight away, or indeed, because we are desperately short of Legion reputation and we're already idolised by the NCR, we could offer to go and help him. And while I'm here, in fact, apparently I never bothered to turn over Drivenify's head to Major Darktree for the reward, so I've literally just been carrying around a severed head for probably weeks of in-game time, so that's lovely.
Well, well, well. Drivenify. Nothing to say, you son of a bitch? No tips on my golf swing? Lost a lot of good men to this psychopath. Morale's gonna be better now that he's gone. Here's the bounty I promised.
So, here we are inside McCarran, and two things to do here. Obviously, we now know about one Legion spy. Another Legion spy was mentioned to us. Someone in here, in fact.
Boyd's in there with a prisoner right now. Boy, is she pissed.
There we are, one captured Centurion. We can probably do something to help him as well.
You stick out like a sore thumb around here. You sure you're in the right place?
Yes, I would like to help. Oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to say the inverted commas out loud.
We go back and forth a couple times until either he talks or he can't move his jaw anymore. Either way, we've had our entertainment for the day.
Oh, yes, that's totally how this is going to go. Hello there, I've decided we're going to be friends now.
What an ugly little worm you are. What pile of excrement did the lieutenant pluck you from, worm?
Well, that's just charming. I was going to rescue you, but now I don't know if I actually want to. I'm a friend of the Legion, I'm here to help if you're willing to stop calling me an excrement worm.
Caesar's eyes truly are everywhere. And here I thought they'd send assassins instead. Did the officer send you?
And what officer are you talking about there, Silas?
I don't know what name he goes by here, but I saw him when they brought me in, and I recognized him. When I saw him last, it was ages ago. He was training to be an agent of Caesar's Frumentari. Apparently he passed the trials. And what a job he's done to achieve such a rank. I have no doubt he'll deliver a crippling blow to the NCR while he's here, perhaps many. I have heard that he's been radioing high-level NCR intelligence back to Caesar's camp virtually every night. But never mind that now, we don't have much time. If you can get me a weapon, the rest will be easy. In the hall outside, they still have my possessions in a locker. There's a gun in there that should be small enough to get past the lieutenant. When she comes back, I want you to go and get it for me. Simple enough.
Absolutely, and there's a bit more information about the guy who we know as Curtis as well.
Good. But for her to trust you to re-enter the room, she'll need to believe you've been doing what she expects of you. You'll need to punch me until I'm bleeding and weak. Go on, this is nothing compared to the Legion's training.
Alright then, absolutely. And there's a bit more of that blood splatter from Eve. Slightly ridiculous blood splatter, in fact, given I am just kind of play punching him. Sadly, because my unarmed skill is so poor, this is actually going to take a while. I mean, I see how the blood splatter makes sense when guns are involved, but when I'm literally just punching this guy, the fact that there's just the random spurts of blood coming off everywhere is a little bit OTT, but never mind. Let's go grab that gun as requested. And just hide down here. Yep, grab the gun again. Beautiful. And back in we go, but this time with a little gun on my person. Hello, Silas.
Good, give it to me. I'm going to pretend to be unconscious. Let them send you out so no one suspects you. When I'm alone with a guard, I'll shoot him and leave in his uniform.
Very, very good indeed. So he gets down on the ground. No need to do any more punching there.
Poor guy. He's all tuckered out. Well, I guess we'll have to pick up where we left off tomorrow. Good work. I'll get someone in here to clean up the mess he made. You can head out for the day. Let's let him sleep.
I was just actually resetting my weapon hotkeys, and because some of them were still in place, I think actually holdout weapons you're allowed to take into casinos, you're allowed to take into that room as well, so I could have actually used guns to speed things up a little bit. That's nice. And in comes Corporal Walter Hornsby, a character who none of you will ever remember the name of because his only job in life is to stand outside this room and then immediately afterwards get shot. There he goes. Ooh! You literally shot his face off! Well done. Yes, I think he looked a bit odd there because his helmet stayed on, so his kind of blown off face stayed like partially constructed by virtue of being held in place by the helmet. Ooh, that looked grim. Hello, Silas.
Get away from me.
And would you believe he doesn't particularly want to chat to me anymore, and he just walks away, and I've got myself 250 XP and a little bit of Legion fame for that. Nice. Now, let's go and have a chat with Curtis and do basically the same thing again on a grander scale. And I know who you are, and I'm working for Caesar as well. He hasn't actually told me to do any of this, I'm just sort of using my own initiative.
Christ, keep it down. You want to blow the whole thing? We've worked years for this. But maybe it's good for you here. Shu knows about the leaks, and I'm supposed to find the spy for him. At first, I couldn't believe my luck, but since I haven't produced results, for obvious reasons, I feel him looking at me differently now. Maybe he's just thinking about putting someone else in charge. Maybe he's starting to suspect. Either way, it's bad for me. Especially once this next part goes down.
So, why don't you tell me about what comes next?
If you haven't noticed, the NCR bolsters its presence on the strip from here. Sends troopers on the monorail in shifts. The monorail lets them occupy 2 positions for the price of 1. It's a supply line that's immune to raiders and other hindrances on the ground. If someone were to cut that line, both positions would be much weaker, fragile. They know this, and they watch it like hawks. But I've been here a long time, and I've learned everything there is to know about it, and I'm going to blow up that train.
When you say they watch it like hawks, they put 2 basic troopers watching the door. That's literally it on this side.
I told you. I think they're starting to suspect me. You're going to help me cast away those suspicions. You're going to put the bomb on that train. I'll be sure to be in the presence of several reliable eyewitnesses when it happens. Then, we're going to pin this on a scapegoat. I plan on disappearing after this operation. It'd be a matter of time before they trace it to me. Figured out I was a frumentarius. But with your help, maybe I can stay on after all. Make plans for something grander.
Sadly, whatever that grand thing is, we never actually find out about it. It doesn't happen within the confines of the game as far as I'm aware. But it is nice to be able to help out the Legion like this. Also, I like that this is actually a sensible target. They've picked a strategically useful target and they're going after exclusively that. Very, very fun. It's actually an intelligent plan.
I have the explosive stash in a trash can next to the ticketing counter, along with some incriminating documents. You'll pick them up and make your way upstairs to the monorail terminal. They change the guard there at 0900 and 1800 hours. There'll be a small window where there's no one guarding the train. I've also left some bomb ingredients in with the explosives. You're to take those to the footlocker of Private Crenshaw. Crenshaw's a problem child. Lots of run-ins with his superiors. It'll be easy for them to believe he's working for the Legion.
Alright, that all sounds pretty simple.
Report him to Colonel Shu. Do all that and we should be free and clear. Oh, and Crenshaw should be dead before we report him. Don't leave any chance for him to deny the bombings. Let's say he pulled a gun on you. I've got him on guard duty patrolling the tarmac just inside the south gate, and I reassigned the other guard, so he should be alone. But first things first, go offer your services to Colonel Shu. Tell him you'll work independently to find the leak. He's running out of options. He'll accept as long as you don't give him a reason not to.
You know, he'd accept my help anyway. I am literally idolized by the NCR. Even if I like get caught doing the bombing at this point, they won't send hitmen after me, because once you're at max light, even if you go down to max dislight, they just cancel out to be neutral again, so they're not actually able to send the hitmen after you.
Look who it is. I haven't had the privilege, but I'm told you've been an angel on our shoulder. What can we do for you at Camp Karen?
Oh, you see, what a lovely greeting that is. So, one garbage can right here, and we have got ourselves all sorts of good stuff. And just take absolutely all of it, because of course you want to be kind of leaving a couple of bomb-making ingredients over in Crenshaw's locker. And of course, before we actually set the bomb, let's make sure we've actually set all the evidence up, although, ooh, you've got a nice big gun there, lovely. Here we are, Private Crenshaw's footlocker. So, a Braxo cleaner, a conductor, a battery, and some wonder glue left in his private locker. Perfect. And I should probably put the Monroe sabotage plans in there as well now I think about it. Even better. So Crenshaw's been set up, but now of course he needs to be eliminated in case he can defend himself. He's just patrolling out here on his own. Let's have a quick chat with him. Hello, Crenshaw.
Hey, can't you see I'm busy here? Nah, I'm just kidding. This has to be the most worthless patrol duty on the whole base. They never attack this gate. They just put me back here because they don't think I can handle anything else.
There's no gate here whatsoever. No gate at all. That's just a wall. And of course, I could just shoot this man, but I've heard you're kind of a prankster.
My reputation precedes me, I see. I pulled a few pranks in my time.
And would you believe I'm in the middle of pulling the most epic prank in the history of the Mojave right now.
No kidding, what'd you cook up?
And if you want to just tell him I'm going to get you in trouble for blowing up the monorail. Or if you're feeling significantly more sneaky with Sneak of 40, you can just tell him that you just pulled a pin out of somebody's grenade, not letting him know, of course, that it was his.
Man, I can't wait to see the look on his face.
And then I'm just going to go over in this direction. I can't help but feel there that the essential visual enhancements might have just gone a little bit wrong. And with the setup done, and indeed his very good quality hunting rifle sold on to Contreras for a very healthy profit as well, so we are at least making some money out of this whole situation, let's go and blow up that lovely monorail up there. And now I need to wait till morning because 9 AM and 6 PM were the times it was mentioned to me the monorail was unguarded. So let's leave no loose ends here. Let's just go and get ourselves a good night's sleep over in the barracks in the airport. And we will return in the morning. Alright, 8:30 the following morning means any moment now these guys would just wander off. Because of course, as Curtis told us, this whole area, they watch it like a hawk. Aside from the hour or two a day, they decide, nah, it's probably fine. And right now, in fact, they are indeed doing the little bit, I can't wait to get off this duty dance. And there we are, 9 AM, those two lads just walk away, and I'm not sure who's supposed to be replacing them, but they're certainly not here yet. I mean, I could have just walked straight past them anyway, because, you know, obviously I'm idolized, I just get to use this thing, but let's just do as Curtis says, let's follow instructions. Alright, in we go, vent at the front, activate the vents. And obviously get off the train, because if you do hang on the train too long, it will just actually head out and explode, even if you are still on it. Let's just get the front row. There we go. And off it falls. Lovely. And sadly, though you are now actually allowed onto the track here, because the monorail's gone when you're not on it, you're not actually allowed to go any further. There is a great big invisible wall right here, so I cannot just go and investigate the wreckage. Instead, I have to go and snitch on Crenshaw. And for my final evil act, I'll also be stealing the Sunset Sarsaparilla. I didn't even need the rehydration or the bottle caps. I just felt like screwing over the NCR. Now they can't drink it. I blew up the monorail just before I assassinated the Colonel. No, that would be the worst thing. That would presumably not help out the Legion at all. Because if I now just kind of pin it on Crenshaw, just like Curtis said, then Curtis can stay in place and keep spying and planning other things. No, indeed, it is Crenshaw.
Crenshaw. I've met Crenshaw at his disciplinary hearing. Still, this is hard to imagine. He was just a prankster.
And with a high speech, he confessed it to me just before he died. He used the word frumentarius.
If only we'd caught this sooner, before he got to the monorail. Still, this investigation has been valuable to us, and you deserve to be compensated for it. The NCR appreciates the work you've done. Will there be anything else?
Nope, we're good for now. And back to Curtis to let him know the fantastically good news. And the Colonel's boarded, you're in the clear.
Perfect. This has turned out better than I'd ever imagined. This will pay dividends for the Legion for a long time to come. I was with Shu when the bomb went off. He'll never think to investigate me for it. I'll make sure Caesar himself hears about your success today. And take this, courtesy of the NCR. I'm sure they won't miss it.
There we are. Caesar's Legion fame has been gained. 150 bottle caps just misappropriated from NCR funding. Marvellous. And of course, we'll be heading back to the fort to turn all of this over to Caesar. But one thing I did just actually have a think about that I've never really checked before, which is, of course, the shattered remains of the car. We saw one of them literally fall off the track. Can we actually go and find the one that fell off the track? And if so, is there anything in it? I don't know. Let's go find out. Well, the one that exploded is definitely still up there and on fire. And yes, indeed, right next to the Aerotech Park, here is the half that crashed to the ground. And indeed, you can even go inside it, though there is actually nothing of any interest here. Marvellous. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, there is indeed the crushed remains of half a monorail has fallen to the ground here. Now, I don't want to be a big Debbie Downer about the Legion's, really clever plan here, but I can't help but notice that this monorail was very clearly on that track. Like, that's how monorails work. They're on a rail. One, in fact, monorail. But there are, in fact, 2 tracks up there. 2, not 1. And as we actually saw as we were over there a second ago, there is, in fact, a second monorail train right there. Very clearly, there is a second monorail track and a second monorail train. So, I feel like this is a job kind of half done, but no one ever brings that up, so whatever. So, back in Caesar's Fort, which is obviously back with its slightly ridiculously OTT red filter because Fallout has been removed, but never mind. I still think on balance I prefer it. It's worth this sacrifice for the nights to be a bit brighter. Alright, howitzer, new firing mechanism, lovely. Let's go report in to Vulpes and Lucius. Hello Vulpes, Martina has been taken care of, and I convinced the Omertas that crossing the Legion is unwise.
Excellent. Had you simply killed them, the Omertas would have sent another group after Martina eventually. You've saved me the trouble of coming up with a more permanent solution, and Martina is free to go about her business as usual. Well done.
And Martina mentioned Captain Curtis, and don't worry, I've already gone and sorted all of that out and helped out too.
I know the captain well. The destruction of the NCR monorail was his doing. Of course, if the NCR were to hear of that, it would be obvious who told them.
No. My doing. I planted the bomb, I planted the evidence, I killed the guy who was going to take the fall. All my doing. I mean, what he did was he provided me with some Abraxo cleaner. Like, I can go and find that. It's literally everywhere.
Do you have something to report?
I do. The howitzer's operational.
Well done. It will be very useful in the coming battle against the snipers the NCR will no doubt have hidden in the hills near the dam.
And unfortunately, I'm still not up to the next level of liked with the Legion. That's a bit of a concern, because I'm not actually sure what else I can do with the Legion other than basically just go along with what Caesar asked me to do and be polite and toadying towards him whenever I can.
Until Mr. House has been dealt with, you and I have nothing to talk about.
And indeed, I can't even speak to Caesar to see if there's any, like, speech checks or anything I could pass, because he won't speak to me until House is dead. Intriguing. Yes, indeed. I'm slightly worried I may have exhausted all ways of getting more Legion fame other than just kind of doing more work for Caesar. And ideally, I don't want to kill Mr. House in a hurry. I'm not going to kind of do the Mr. House ending, but I'd rather not kill Mr. House until I absolutely have to, because Mr. House gives you a ton of free XP just by virtue of the fact that it doesn't matter which ending you're going towards, you can just basically turn in quests with multiple different people. So, you know, the Boomers I could turn in with House and with the NCR for a double XP dump, which is very, very useful indeed. So, he still hasn't bloody cleaned out the arena. He's... bloody hell. So yes, I'd really rather not kill House unless I absolutely flipping have to, but I feel like... actually, there's now no more way to get any more Legion fame. With no more Legion fame, I can't access the Legion safe house, and I would actually like to have a full set of safe houses in this play file. I've already got the followers and the NCR. The Brotherhood's easy enough to get when I get around to doing that, and then that just leaves the Legion safe house, which is... it's okay, it's not my favourite. I think either the NCR or the Brotherhood are my favourites. Probably the NCR on reflection. But yeah, it's still kind of nice and it definitely comes with some decent bonuses. So it is worth collecting. But if you know a way to get more Legion fame, let me know. Because the way you're supposed to get recurring Legion fame is over at Cottonwood Cove. Because at Cottonwood Cove you can turn in NCR dog tags for basically infinite fame, if I recall correctly. I think there's one other thing you can do as well. You can turn over something else to one of the guys there. But they're both kind of dead, the people you can do that with, because me and Boone killed them all to get enough Legion ears to show off the Legionnaire thing, which I'd never really shown off on the channel before. So I did want to show that off as well. But that does leave me just a little bit shy of Legion fame, unfortunately. So yeah, any advice in the comments, please do leave it, and we shall try and figure that out. So while I'm having a think about that, ladies and gentlemen, next week I think we are going to go vault raiding. There are a few very good vaults dotted around the Mojave I've never really been into on the channel before. So I'd say we want to go and investigate those. Not least as there is some very, very good loot dotted around. Like, there's some vaults that have some really interesting stuff in them, but the actual loot isn't so spectacular. But there's a couple of vaults with really, really bloody good loot. And I have a very specific mod in mind as well, which I am very much looking forward to showing off. So next week, ladies and gentlemen, vaults, mod specially made for vaults, and some really, really damn good loot. And for some reason, the red filter is sort of turning itself off and possibly back on again in a second. This is all very, very mysterious indeed, but never mind, that's all coming next week, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Fallout New Vegas Survival Mode with the JSawyer Mod. Thank you very much, and goodbye. I'm supposed to be killing myself now, which is something Claire probably hasn't realised, because she's bloody just left all of this soap.
No, don't, stupid baby. Give me that damn fork.
Yeah, we get that. Oh, he's blocked. Ow, flip the painting. I just love the slightly sad look as the smoke rises from the corpse of the cooked baby.